All right, we are live here on Facebook. Thanks to everyone for joining us this evening. We hope you all had a great Thanksgiving and are staying healthy. My name is Michael Keeley. I wish I had a game to call for you tonight, but instead we are here live with the leadership team of the Mariners to help put some closure on the 2021 cancellation. Look ahead to 21-22. For those that haven't heard by now, I'm sure most of you have, the ECHL's North Division opting out of the 2021 season. So our focus now on fall of 2021, and here to talk about it with us, we have Danny Briere, Mariners Vice President of Operations, Adam Goldberg, VP of Business Operations, and Riley Armstrong, Head Coach and Assistant General Manager. If anyone has questions, you can leave them in the Facebook comments, and we will get to them. We do ask that if you are a season ticket holder, please direct your ticket-related questions to your account rep, and they'll be able to help you with that. And the questions don't have to be about the cancellation of the season. We can have some fun here talking with Danny, Riley, and Adam. Before we get started, a reminder that we have our Cyber Monday sale going on at the online store, marinersofmaine.com/shop. 30% off all merchandise and novelty items until midnight tonight. Just use the promo code CYBER. And also today is the final day of early bird pricing for Mariners holiday packs. We have 3 tiers of holiday packs. And don't worry, those vouchers will be good for the 21-22 season. So early bird pricing, again, is done after today. So check all that out over at marinersofmaine.com/shop. So with that, let's start with an around the horn, kind of a state of the Mariners from everyone's perspective here. Danny, we can start with you.
Hey, guys. Well, unfortunately, as you know, we won't be playing hockey this season in Maine. Very, very disappointing. We were looking forward to this season. We thought we were going to have an extra competitive team on the ice. Things were looking up off the ice as well. So a huge disappointment, but I feel it was the right thing to do to keep everybody safe, including our fans, our players, and our staff. So that's kind of where we're at this point.
Adam?
Yeah. Well, first of all, just wanted to say a quick thank you to the fans, our season ticket holders, our partners. It's been a very odd 8 months, obviously. I think I've heard unprecedented way too much already, but it truly has been. And for them to be able to stick with us, we've still seen such great interaction with our season ticket holders as far as renewals are concerned and coming back and being excited. Even though this season won't happen, they're still excited to come back in October. So as far as the season ticket holders and the partners are concerned, we really appreciate that support and the continued support. That a lot of these things have happened so quickly that we really haven't had time to coordinate even internally on how we were going to handle the communication to the fans, much like the official cancellation of the season. So the understanding that the fans have given us is really so appreciated. So we're just really looking forward to starting up again in October. I heard Riley and Mike speaking about some player names before we jumped on here, and it made me miss hockey a lot more than I thought it would. Just hearing those player names again. So again, appreciate the continued support, and hopefully we'll be able to give you some clarity as far as moving forward to next season.
And Riley?
Yeah, first of all, say hi to all the Mariners Nation out there, all of our loyal supporters that love coming out and our season ticket holders. But just kind of going off what Danny and Adam were saying, it's been a weird eight months, but I think from a standpoint of building a successful franchise in Portland and just having a great city for the players to play in. It's one thing that doesn't go unnoticed when either talking to a player or having our players come back to Portland is it's a great city. They love coming to play there, love playing in front of the fans. So once again, we'll be working hard over the course of the next 8 months here, leading into the 21-22 season, and putting another good team back out on the ice for you guys to come out and check out.
All right, thanks, guys. And reminder for fans watching the stream, if you're tuning in a little bit late, you can leave your questions for anybody here in the Facebook comments, and we will do our best to get to them. And I just had a general question that has come up. Adam or Danny, either one of you can answer this. I know fans want to. A lot of fans are wondering how they can continue to support the Mariners between now and next fall. Obviously, there will be no games in that span of significant number of months. So, what can they do to continue to support the Mariners in that time?
Well,
Go ahead, Adam.
Sure. Well, I think that one thing is the marketing team has done a really good job of coming up with ways to stay interactive with our fans. There have been various votes and social media posts just to keep fans in the loop as far as what we're working on promotionally. It really is. I mean, we have 36 home games, 72 total games, but it really is a 365 season for us. Now it really is stretching our limits as far as what promotions we do with no games specifically. But as far as support for the Mariners, you just do what you have been doing. Again, the renewals have been great so far. Just the excitement to get back to the arena to watch hockey. And one of the best things that any business could ask for is word of mouth. So if you enjoy going to Mariners games, make sure your neighbors, friends, people you run into at various stores know about the Mariners. I think that would be the best help for us. But the patience that you guys have shown has really been great. So just continue to ask us questions and reach out, and we'll continue to communicate with you.
Danny, anything to add to that?
Well, the one thing I would say is for fans to be aware that the discussions have already started with our players. Riley and I have been in touch with most of them, following where they're gonna play this year if they do or not. But we've already planted the seed to try to bring most of them back, because we knew we were gonna have a very special team, a very competitive team. So we wanted our fans to know that we're already working on next season as far as the team goes on the ice.
And along those lines, Riley, I'm sure it was a difficult conversation that you had to have with the players, not one that you wanted to have. But what were those conversations like when the news broke a couple weeks ago?
To be honest, it was just silence on the other end. I think a lot of players, they were obviously really excited for the year. They could see that the team that we were putting together for this season was going to be very strong. We had definitely high hopes for this squad. But I think when it comes down to it, it's also kind of a turning point for some players in what their next step is going to be. And, that's kind of what Danny was talking about there, of how we've already been talking with a lot of the guys that we signed on bringing back for the 21-22 season. So, the call was awful, but there were, five other teams that had to be in the same position that we're in as well. So, I just think moving forward from that, and kind of just when one door closes, another one opens here into the 21-22 season.
You're going to go to some questions pouring in here. This one from Roy. I think a lot of people are probably wondering, Danny, how do the Mariners survive with not playing this season and be around next season?
Well, we're very fortunate. We have some really good bosses who are understanding of what's going on. We see it also with the Philadelphia Flyers. It's not an easy situation, and it's kind of the same approach with our staff, with our players. We're already transitioning into next year. Adam is working on his marketing plan for next season. We're trying to figure out dates to be ready for next season. So it's already the plan's already in motion for next season. There's no other way around for us. We want to be back. The Mariners will be back, and that's what we're focusing on.
And Ashley Bowers, I'm going to kind of modify your question here, which is how are the Mariners playing the 21-22 season? And Adam, obviously there were discussions when trying to play this season about some of the things that would have to be done with the game presentation and with the fans to alter them for COVID restrictions. Hopefully by October we're not worrying about those things, but if we are, what are some of those things, and even if we're not, what were some of those things that were discussed?
Sure. There has to be some level of fluidity throughout this whole process, just being able to accommodate for various safety precautions, health precautions. So there was a quite extensive, comprehensive plan in place for returning to play at the arena based on various levels of crowd sizes. But certainly the easy ones with social distancing at the box office, at concession stands, plexiglass at the concession stands. There would have been a lot less interaction with the fans as far as player engagement is concerned, but also in game with the MC and Beacon as well. So it would have been a really different looking game had we started to play in January. I don't know if that's going to be the case in October. Hopefully not, but we definitely have the worst case scenario game presentation plan in place. And now hopefully as we move forward to October, hopefully we have some good vaccine news. Hopefully we have some good news as far as cases dropping, and we're able to incorporate a little bit more of that interaction that is so special in minor league sports. I mean, that is the best part of minor league sports in my for my buck, as far as getting fans to be so close to the players and making that connection. It's so different than anything else that you can experience as far as live events. So I think thinking positively, I think you will recognize the game presentation when you come back to the arena in October.
We have a question from Sheila regarding some of the other places players can play this season. We did see Connor Lecouve sign over in Europe today. There will be some ECHL teams that will be starting, obviously, but Riley, as you look at some of the options for some of the players, what's kind of out there for this season?
Yeah, I think with the 5 teams in the SPHL, some players can go down there. I think that's up to them if they want to do that. The other ECHL teams that are starting have an option of signing players from our roster, the other North Division rosters as well. And then also going over to Europe. When you look at all scenarios, you can't really take one and say that's a good spot to go with, but you also feel for the other players too. For example, over in Europe, you had a lot of NHL or American League teams loaning players to Europe, which shut down probably a lot of jobs for maybe these players right now. But then when you see players from the North Division now signing on other teams, now those ECHL teams are cutting players. Or if you see ECHL players going down to the SPHL, those players are now getting weeded out as well. So either kind of way that you look at it, somebody's getting the short end of the stick, and it's just a bad time right now. I even think for players that are rookies and coming into it and not really having much rope to pull on or any foot to stand on in their court, that they might have to take the whole year off of hockey.
Now, Adam, I know that you kind of alluded to it, as did Danny earlier, but what's kind of the plan on the business side, or the focus on the business side of the organization moving into next fall?
Yeah, well, it's actually sort of unique because Danny touched on it. This is the time of year when we start to get our schedule for the following season. So we start to think about dates. We start to think about how it lines up with promotions that we want to do. So it really is sort of like just focusing on the upcoming season. It's just like a reset of the off season. We spent essentially the entire summer looking towards the 2021 season. And as we progressed, we just have to push that off and now focus on the 21-22 season. So really it's a lot of work goes into the season. So we definitely we have to step it up because we have a lot more time to pay attention to detail, and we have a lot more time for customer service because we aren't reacting to the usual way that we would when we have a 36 game home schedule. I was actually thinking about this before I logged on. I mean, we're looking forward to adding dates when any other year we'd be looking down the barrel of probably 22, 23 more home games. And that's just not there. So we really just, from a business standpoint, we need to make sure that we're paying close attention to detail and we're ready to go by October.
It's interesting because 3 years ago, we were kind of in the same situation.
Right.
We weren't playing, and we were trying to build, the season. Although at that time, we were working on a name and a logo and colors for the team, and we had no idea exactly everything that it entailed getting ready for the season. So I'm hoping that now, with a little bit more experience, it's a very similar position with more experience getting ready for next season.
Yeah, if there's one organization that's prepared for a situation like this, I think it's safe to say that would be the Maine Mariners. Along those lines, Danny, I mean, if you think about the first 2 years of this organization and where things were before COVID hit, obviously there was good momentum with the team looking like it was going to make its first playoff appearance. How do you hold on to that momentum and make sure that it doesn't get away from you too much with this hiatus?
Well, the part that hurts, and I don't want to dwell on that too much, but the part that hurts is that we were moving in the right direction both on and off the ice. There was a lot of positive momentum. Obviously, the team on the ice was doing extremely well. Coming down the stretch, we were getting better and better every night. I still remember that road trip up to Newfoundland where we took 3 out of 4, which was a huge momentum swing. Talking to the players at the end of the year, they were disappointed because they felt, that's the moment when they started realizing how good we were. Off the ice, there's so much positive going on too. New big sponsors coming on. We had a sales event where, I think it might have been the last game, or it was the last weekend before we shut down, where we had a bunch of new season ticket holder join us. The team was moving in the right direction. There's so much positive going on that that's the part that hurts. But at the same time, looking forward, it's exciting. We want to get back. Now we know we can do it both on and off the ice, and that's where we have to get back to.
And we do have a couple people asking, I think Riley pretty much mentioned this earlier, but the players do become free agents. That was made clear right away. The teams that aren't playing this season, their players do become free agents. So Riley, as you think about building the 21-22 roster, obviously you have a number of challenges with that, and then also players that were maybe on the older side that are losing a year, or, I mean, whether or not they're playing, obviously they don't get that year as a Mariner. But just like we said, I mean, we did this once, and you're hopefully prepared, more prepared than some to do it again. But how are you looking towards now building the 21-22 roster?
Well, I think it's going to be a little difficult this year. I remember that first year, Danny and I, we went out, we scouted some college games, we watched some junior players. We had that opportunity to do that. Now this year, we'll see what kind of opens up in 21. If they allow people into the arenas to scout or watch games. But, I think from the media platforms, being able to stream games. So I'm going to be watching just a lot of hockey on TV or online to, be scouting seniors coming out of college hockey or players that are playing in the American League, or the 13 teams that are going to be going this year. I'll be tuning in to watch them on Flow Sports. So, I think from that standpoint, just be doing a lot of that to really get another lay of the land on seniors coming out, players that are going to be able that we can grab up. And, I do feel confident in the recruiting process. Like I touched on Portland being, a destination city for a lot of players to come to now. When we first were recruiting, it was really hard to try and land that first player because nobody knew about Portland. No one's seen the arena, the locker room, the support we have from the fans. So I think going in now on this new one, I think we're going to have a step up here going in. And then also just from the coaching standpoint of building those relationships with the player agents, and they know what we do now as a staff and how we help players and the type of product that we do put on the ice. And I think a lot of agents want to send their players up to Portland as well. So, I think that all holds a lot in our corner.
And we did have a few questions asked ahead of time for fans that weren't able to make it live here tonight. Adam, I don't know if you want to tip your hand or not, but are there any big promotions to look forward to next season?
Well, one thing that we were planning on was the Maine bicentennial, and that was going to be sort of a year-long celebration. So I think that that's been pushed off. We just recently did the vote on the military jerseys, which I think are going to be so well received. I always love the military nights, so that's certainly going to be one. And then mixing in some fun stuff. So that's always something that I tell as many people that will listen to me, is that it has nothing to do with what Adam Goldberg wants to see as far as promotions are concerned. It's all about what the fans want to see. So, and I tell the music guy that I personally, I'm no offense, but I'm not a big Justin Bieber fan, but I know that a lot of the fans that come to the game want to hear Justin Bieber play. So that's what I tell the music guy. So really it comes down to feedback from fans and what they want to see. So even if you're a casual fan that comes once per year, we want to know what kind of promotions would tip the scale to get you to come out once or twice a year again, with various promotions. So we've certainly got a lot of time, too much time to plan for promotions next year. But I think that we, with the calendar that we have ahead of us, we're going to be able to come up with something quite robust and something for everybody.
Kind of like the cup you're drinking out of their keels.
Yeah. Wild blueberries. You saw it. I was going to say, I know Riles is a big Justin Bieber fan, so
Hey, he's Canadian. Just be careful.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Thanks to everybody that
him and
voted.
Nickelback. Don't talk about them.
Thanks to everyone that voted on that military jersey poll that Adam was alluding to, and I know we can't wait to be able to show those off on the ice, as well as the third jerseys that obviously we launched a couple of months ago, and just have a little more of a dramatic lead up to their debut. Although they are for sale as well at marinersofmaine.com/shop. Adam, Matt wants to know, can you fit in that playpen in the background?
Yeah, I can. I've had to do it on many occasions, unfortunately. So yes, the answer to that is yes. And no, I won't prove it.
Can you show us? Yeah.
Another previous question that came in, Danny, and again, we've kind of talked about this a little already, but what was the biggest challenge getting this new team up and running? And again, now you kind of have a second go at it in many ways.
The biggest challenge. We could go down the list. There's quite a few. I think, personally for me was understanding the mindset of, the Mainers, as the people in Maine call themselves, and trying to integrate ourselves in the community to better understand what our fans wanted. I think that was, coming from the outside. I had played there, a few times in my career, but I'd be lying if I said I knew what, Mainers were and what they wanted to see. So I'm not saying that we've perfected it, but we're learning more and more every day. And anybody that has suggestions, like Adam mentioned earlier, we're certainly open to it.
So Riley, of the teams that will be playing this season, who do you think has? I'm going to rephrase this question to make it a little more friendly. Who do you think has the best shot at winning the Kelly Cup?
Well, in my personal opinion, I don't think that there should be a Kelly Cup handed out, but I think going into it, I would probably have to go with Florida. You see a lot of players wanting to go down there, hit up the beach, I guess, and play hockey. So that's something that we do have a beach up in Maine as well, but it's not as friendly maybe in the wintertime. But I still think at the same time, just watching the trending of where players are signing throughout, and it seems the Florida teams are loading up there with Orlando, Florida, Jacksonville, and things like that I think they'll probably have the best chance of winning. I don't see the Wheeling Nailers winning the Kelly Cup at all.
I think Flip is trying to get a rivalry going, even though we only have two all-time matchups between the two teams. Although
there's not much of a rivalry when you're 2-0 against them, so
right.
Pretty good.
The Mariners have a 1,000 winning percentage all time against the Wheeling Mailers. But thanks for the question, Flip. Sam asking about some old-time Pirates promotions that he would potentially like back. Adam, send this one to you.
Yeah, well, specifically the 5 for Fries, I think is a goal threshold promotion, if I'm not mistaken. And that's one of my favorite ones because it always gets people excited as you get to 3 goals or 4 goals because you want that one more. So that has definitely been on my wish list and to-do list. So hopefully we get that one across the goal line as we head into next season. But yeah, I hate to repeat myself, but those are things that we love to hear from fans is things that they want to see when they come out to a game. So absolutely, specifically 5 for Fries. I don't know if it'll be for Fries, but some sort of goal threshold as far as a prize for the fans is something that we will definitely be working for.
Riley, we had another previous question. What surprises have you found living in Maine?
Well, being from Saskatchewan, I honestly thought there was going to be more snow. Everyone always tells me, oh, you should have seen how much snow we had in the winter of 95. But I'm just not seeing it now. I was kind of thinking I was just going to be like snow blowing like nonstop all winter, but I don't. My wife does it. So it's actually been pretty easy, I think, for the most part. But that's probably been like the biggest thing. I absolutely love, though, that little outdoor rink on Thompson's Point. I think Sam and his photo there skating outside with the Mariners jersey on. I love driving past there, seeing people out skating. So that's probably my biggest surprise moving to Maine so far is the lack of snow.
Let's make sure we replay this in April after the record snowfall of this winter.
I'll wait for it.
Did want to give a quick shout out to an event that we have coming up on Saturday outside the Cross Insurance Arena. And even though we will not be having hockey this year, the Teddy Bear Toss will continue on, the great tradition. This season, the Boys and Girls Club of Southern Maine will be the charity. And so from 9 a.m. to noon, this Saturday, December 5th, we're going to be having a drive-through Teddy Bear Toss on Center Street. So if you're driving down Free Street past our office, past the arena, take a right on Center Street, and we'll have an outdoor drive-through Teddy Bear Toss set up. Santa's going to be there along with Beacon, so bring your letters to Santa. I know Riley's going to make an appearance. We're going to have stickers and some other promotional items for each car that comes by, and you'll be able to toss your stuffed animal donation out your window and into some bins and some vehicles from South Portland professional firefighters as well. So that is Saturday from 9 to noon. Please make sure those are new stuffed animals that you bring with the tags on for the Boys and Girls Clubs of Southern Maine to be able to accept those. You can also purchase a bear online at our online store, again, marinersmaine.com/shop for $10 to be donated. You can bundle that with a ticket voucher through the 21-22 season for $20. And again, remember to take advantage of the Cyber Monday deals over there, as well as the final day of the early bird pricing for the holiday packs at marinersmaine.com/shop. Another question from Matt here. Who would win a backward skating race, Danny or Riles? I'll let both of you guys answer that one.
Well, I watched Danny a lot when he played with the Flyers and also the Sabres. And to be honest,
backwards.
I don't think he skated backwards. So I think I might take that one, actually. I think I might do it, but I don't know. What do you think, Danny?
I'd have to put my money on Riles on this one. He had a skating coach growing up in his family, so I think he has the advantage. That sounds like a very pigeon question right there.
Adam, I guess you're the tie-breaking vote then. Who would win?
I mean, I'd probably say Danny. I guess. I don't know. I mean, that's I'm not. That's the one thing is I'm not the hockey guy. So just direct all the hockey questions to those guys because I'm just going to embarrass myself. I know the players. I can try. I bother Danny probably more than anybody else when he's at the games up in Maine. I'm sitting next to him and I'm asking him all of these little silly questions that probably a second grader would ask him about the technique of players and all that. And he's a great
I love
teacher,
it.
but I'm sure that I annoy him to no end. So
Not at all.
Actually, my one question on that is who would win a golf game, Danny or Matt?
Ooh.
Definitely, again, Matt's the professional, so tough to beat professionals.
Okay, let's go back to Sam here. I know a lot of people have asked this one about the old Pirates goal horn.
Yeah.
I was under the impression it is no longer operable, but Adam, maybe you have more information.
I've done a little bit of research. From my understanding, is there isn't a goal horn in the arena. I've looked for one. Either that or it's not functioning. So Sam, I will look into that. But I've had discussions with the arena as far as installing an actual horn as opposed to it being piped through the music system. I think, yeah, a calling card of a hockey team is the goal horn. So I think that is something that we have looked into in the past and will continue to do so.
I'd love to get the feedback of our fans too on that. So if I don't know if there's a poll we can take, but I'd love to know what our fans would love to see as far as a goal horn.
Definitely.
And yeah, just reiterating what Adam had said earlier. We want the fans to be happy and to take into account the things that that you guys out there are interested in. So our social media channels are always open, and make sure you're following us at Mariners of Maine on Twitter, at Mariners of Maine on Instagram, and Maine Mariners Hockey right here on Facebook. Thanks to everybody once again for joining us here. We'll wrap it up soon. So last call for questions on Facebook. Just leave a comment. Sheila once again asking, those who signed a contract, are they still Mariners if they play elsewhere? Riley, you can field that one.
Yeah, I think that's something that kind of goes up to me and the team that they sign with, and also the player too. I'm talking to those teams to see if we can grab them back, have an opportunity to sign them going into 21-22. So I do have confidence that hopefully we can grab those players back. But at the same time, I think it opens up another door for, some more players to grow within our team and also more in the community as well. Maybe a new leaf turns over and some new fan favorites come out of the woodworks as well.
And just following up on that, you mentioned earlier the destination that the Portland is. But I also think, talking to a lot of players, the reputation that this organization has built, even in just 2 seasons, about how well players are treated, the facilities here at the Cross Insurance Arena, just all the different things that make this organization a place to come to. Can you speak to that a little bit more? In addition to obviously the beautiful city and the great restaurants and all those things, the organization itself, it seems like, has become a destination.
Yeah, I think it's not just me. There's a lot of people with Adam and the whole front office staff, Danny and everyone at Comcast as well. And, I think the 2 big guys that probably go unnoticed a lot is Jake Rogers and Cole Libby. And I think that's where it starts from is when you come to the rink on how it's set up, how clean the locker room is with the bikes and the weights. We have a little players lounge for the guys to hang out. Cole's always available for treatments. We have probably the best setup in terms of having protein shakes for the guys, little areas like that where I think the guys love coming to the rink. There's some guys that come in the rink at 8 o'clock in the morning and they leave at 2 in the afternoon, and everybody has their own schedule. But I think that's what makes it the best is I really think guys feel at home when they walk in, just from the work that Cole and Jake do around there. Even on road trips, there's a lot of teams in this league, even in the American League, where the player unloads his bag into the locker room after a 5 or 6 hour bus ride where you arrive at 3 in the morning. Cole and Jake always step up, and they usually allow the players to go in and get the rest they need instead of stopping, unloading bags, then going to the hotel. So, I think it's those little things that usually set us apart.
All right. Well, I think that's just about it for the questions. We've tried to get to everybody. I apologize if I missed anybody on there. Before we go, though, guys, kind of want to go around the horn again and just some final words for the fans here moving into the next several months and into next fall. What do you want to kind of leave the fans with? Obviously, we'll be around, very active on social media, keeping fans engaged. But between now and next October, Danny, what do you want the fans to know most?
Well, I hope they get involved. Get involved with our front office. Let us know what you think. You know, at the same time, we're exciting. We're preparing for next season. So let us know what you'd like to see, changes you want to see, and a huge thank you for being part of our lives and making the Mariners a possibility. We need you. We can't wait to see you back in the rink with a team. Playing in front of you. But in the meantime, let's try to take advantage of what we can.
Adam?
Well, just in the immediate, just a quick reminder about the teddy bear toss this Saturday. Also, Santa will be there if you want to see Santa as you drive by. But that's one of the things that we've taken a lot of pride in is our community relations. And when we don't have games, it just hurts so much that we can't help out the various organizations and nonprofits in the area that we usually do throughout the season. So it's just important as we head into the holiday season to remember your neighbors and remember people that are a little less fortunate. So if you have time to donate a bear this Saturday, drive through at the Cross Insurance Arena. If you can't make it at that point, drop off the toys of the bears at the office. We're just right up the street from the arena at 94 Free Street. But I think that's probably one of the things that hurts the most is not being able to help out those in need and give them a voice at our games, because so many great people are in the shadows in the city making it work, doing great things. So we'll just try to do our part to make sure that they're still heard throughout this extended off season. And as we get going in October, hopefully we're in a much better place as a state as far as the infection rate is concerned, and hopefully everybody's happy, healthy, and we're ready to have some fun and actually watch some good hockey in Maine. So that's really what I'm looking forward to. The more we talk about it, the more I'm missing hockey. So I think we should probably cut it off here as soon as we can.
And a quick note about Santa. He's going to be there from 9:30 to 11:30. So again, the event is 9 to noon, but to catch Santa, 9:30 to 11:30. And you can bring your letters for Santa as well. Riley, final word.
Yeah, I think the best kind of hockey is playoff hockey. And that was a goal of mine, was to bring playoff hockey back to Portland, Maine. I thought we were on the right track, but going into the 21-22 season, that's still on the agenda. I want playoff hockey back. I want to bring another banner to that arena, and for the fans to just enjoy that. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully, as more positive news comes out, just having people together again, being able to go to an event or go out and hang out with friends again. I think it's going to be a good area for people to gather and have fun again. But at the same time, be safe, stay healthy, and if you can, get outdoors, skate on Thompson's Point, hit some outdoor rinks, and as it gets colder, and just enjoy it.
And one last reminder, again, over at the Mariners merchandise store, so Cyber Monday sale going on until midnight, 30% off merchandise and novelty items. Just use the promo code CYBER, and it's also the final day of early bird pricing on holiday packs. Danny, Adam, Riley, thanks for your time tonight. Good to see all you guys.
Same here. Thanks guys.
Thanks,
and on behalf of the Mariners, thank you for your continued support. We greatly miss seeing you all. We wish you a great holiday season, the best of health. We'll talk to you soon.